Hey everybody, Danielle from Rooted Studio in Platteville, Wisconsin, bringing you a shorter sequence that's just meant to get your energy going for the day. So we're going to start in Tadasana today in mountain pose, taking your feet about hip distance apart so you have more stability. Bend into your knees, let them be soft, and then stand up from there. So you don't need to lock your knees out, just keep them soft. Pick up your toes, spread them as wide apart as you can, and put your toes back down. Take your shoulders, roll them up towards your ears, pinch your shoulder blades back behind you, and drag your shoulder blades down, palms facing forwards. Now it can feel a little uncomfortable standing here if you're really pinching back, so find some softness in this position. Knees are still soft. And then allow, as you reach the crown of your head up to the ceiling, your eyes to close or keep them soft. Become aware of where your feet are contacting the mat or the ground. And imagine drawing energy up into your feet from the earth. You can picture this energy however it makes sense to you. Maybe you see it as a color coming up through your feet and coming up into your body, up towards the top of your head. Maybe it swirls, maybe it's linear, maybe it sparkles. And then feel into the crown of your head. And imagine energy coming in from the sky above you, beaming down. Follow that into your body however it makes sense. Feeling these energies merge. I like to picture them swirling around inside my body. So you have this very grounded, balancing feeling coming up from your feet, and this expansiveness coming in through the top of your head, meeting somewhere around your heart. Tuning into what that feels like. Keeping your eyes closed on your inhale, take your arms overhead, reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling, biceps to ears. Shoulders still relaxed though, so in that reach upwards, don't shrug your shoulders up, try and keep them down. Still reaching through your feet. Allow yourself to feel like you're almost being pulled in two directions. Feet down towards the ground, arms up towards the air, towards the ceiling. Still with your eyes closed or soft, bring your palms together, making a little prayer position above your head. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, draw your hands through the center down to your heart. Inhale, swoop your arms up overhead, palms to touch. Exhale, draw them through center, landing at your heart. One more, inhale, arms overhead. Palms touch, and exhale, down to your heart. Keeping your thumbs at your heart level, bow your head, touch your chin to your chest if you can. And just feel extension along the back of your neck. Really reach your shoulders down Keep reaching your chin towards your chest. Find length along the back of your neck. You can keep your hands at your heart, or you can take them down towards the ground, pointing your fingertips down, reaching through your fingers, still reaching chin to chest. Begin to roll your right ear towards your right shoulder. Pausing and feeling a stretch down the left side of your neck. Roll your head back down, chin to chest, or at least reaching in that direction, and then left ear to left shoulder. So if you have your hands down towards the ground, this intensifies the stretch in your neck. And down to center. Take your chin back up so your head is neutral. If your eyes are closed, open your eyes. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Let your head hang. Inhale, hands on shins, flat back, halfway lift, really reaching the crown of your head forwards as your hips reach back. Keep breathing. Option to keep your hands on your shins or to extend your arms out and begin to slide your hips back, finding extension and length this way. Shifting back forwards if you are reaching, hands down to the mat. Step back into down dog. Bending your knees, maybe shifting your hips side to side. Coming forwards into plank. Really taking your elbows, bringing them underneath you. So what I did there, I had my arms like this, and I took my elbows out to the side and brought them in to create more space between my shoulder blades. Taking a nice big inhale. Exhale, drop your knees, untuck your toes, lower all the way down, elbows tight to your body. Inhale up, cobra. Exhale, lower. We'll do that again. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, come up, but bring your shoulders and elbows to stack. Hands are reaching in front of you, palms down. Feel the stretch in your low back here. Bring your big toes together, push into the tops of your feet, and with your hands on the mat, really push down into the ground and pull your body forwards. It should be a subtle movement, and your hips should be sticky against the mat, holding you back. This creates lumbar traction. You should be feeling some opening in your low back. So using the sticky mat to pull you forwards, maybe looking forwards. If you need more in your back, bend toes up towards the ceiling. If your knees are bent, extend your legs long. Take your hands underneath your shoulders. Push back, down dog. Extend your right leg up to the ceiling and send it through. Low lunge. Making sure you have a nice 90-degree angle here in your low lunge. Let your hips drop. Breathe. We'll come into a twist. Bring your left hand to the middle of the mat. Right arm sweeps out. And here, just begin to move your arm. However, it's comfortable for you, getting some movement into your shoulder joint. You could do big circles. It's up to you. And then take your hand back down, frame your foot. Drop your back knee. Now notice how I have an angle in this back leg. You cannot be straight on top of your knee right now. If you want a really good stretch on the hip flexor, let your hips drop. Maybe take your hands up to your knee. Let your back arch back. Take your hands back down. Walk yourself back, coming into half monkey. So you could stop with your hip over your knee. You could come all the way down and sit on your back leg. Whichever position you're in, walk your front heel out, pull your toes back. You could also put blocks underneath your hands or use a wall. What we want is a nice stretch under the back of your leg that's extended. You could walk your body a little more forwards, which that usually pulls and turns that stretch on as well. And begin to walk yourself forwards. Step back, down dog. Left leg up and send it through. Low lunge. We'll find our twist in low lunge, so you'll take your right hand to the center, left hand sweeps up. And find any of that movement in your shoulder joint. It could be the same thing that you did on the other side or different. Take your left hand down. Come back into your low lunge. Drop your knee, untuck your toes. Maybe coming up, finding a little bit of a back bend. And the more you drop your hips down, the more you'll feel across the hip flexor. And then taking your hands down, walking yourself back. Finding half monkey. Remember, heel needs to be forwards, toes pulling back. Begin to walk forwards. We'll step forwards. Right leg meets left. Come up to stand. And from here, first, get nice and grounded through your feet. Pick your right leg up so your thigh is parallel to the ground. And just balance here first. Begin to take your leg behind you. See if you can reach for your foot, gently pulling your heel towards your glute. Get a stretch across your quad. See if you can keep your knee pointing down towards the ground. And then bring your leg back forwards, thigh parallel. Option to stay here or round forwards, interlace your fingers and reach underneath your toes, kind of cradling your foot. Still balancing on your left leg. You could stay here or you could extend your right leg. I can't on this side, but if you can bend your elbows and take your knee and forehead to meet. So forehead, as you bend your elbows, comes down to meet your knee. If you folded forwards, come on up. If you've extended your leg, release and set your right leg down. Other side, first, getting Tadasana set. Taking your thigh parallel to the ground, and then bringing your foot behind you, reaching, stretching your quad. Make sure you're not excessively pushing your body forwards here. Keep the low ribs knitted in. And then bring your thigh parallel to the ground. You could stay here and just work on your balance, or round forwards, interlacing your fingers underneath your toes. You could stay here or extend. And maybe you can bend your elbows and take your forehead to your knee. I'm falling. And if your forehead is to your knee, come on up. If your leg is extended, Bring it down. I'm glad I have the wall next to me. Left leg down. Pedal it out if you need to pedal it out. Inhale your arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, step back into plank. Inhale in plank. Exhale, lower. Knees, hips, chest, untuck your toes, elbows tight. Inhale, up, cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up, cobra. Exhale, lower. Inhale up to Sphinx. Elbows underneath shoulders. Pull your back forwards. Find that traction. Push back into tabletop. And just take a couple breaths here in tabletop, maybe closing your eyes. Seeing if you can find a long, flat spine. Breathing into your belly space. Push back into down dog. Pause here a moment, get a nice long spine. And look up towards your hands and jump up to meet your hands. Roll up one vertebrae at a time. Come to the long edge of your mat, finding Tadasana, feet together, palms facing forwards. Step nice and wide. Turn your left toes in, right toes out. Body faces the long edge of your mat. Arms extend. Inhale. Exhale, bend into your front knee, finding warrior two. Maybe looking over your right middle finger. See if you can get this thigh square to the ground today. Body still facing the long edge of the mat. Flip your front palm reverse. Exhale into extended side angle. Take your elbow to your knee. Reach your arm overhead. Reverse on the inhale. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, back up to warrior two. Straighten your front leg. We're coming into a really wide triangle here. Make sure your body is still facing the front. Reach forwards, forwards, forwards until you can't anymore. Then find the ground. You can use a block. You can use your shin. Normally we do this much closer together. Inhale up. Both toes point forwards. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. One more time. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Right toes turn in, left toes turn out. Body faces long edge of the mat. Arms parallel to the ground. Bend into your front leg. Can you get it into a square? Make sure your body is still facing the long edge of your mat. Look over left middle finger. Flip your front palm, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, back up, warrior two. Really wide triangle, straighten your front leg. Make sure your body's still facing the long edge of your mat. Reach out, out, out until you can't anymore. Find the ground or your shin. Look up if you can. Next inhale brings you up. Toes pointing out, arms extended out. Inhale and breathe. Exhale, hands to heart. Squat down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Turn both toes forwards. Exhale, fold. Allow your head to hang. Allow your shoulders to relax down towards the ground. Take your hands to your hips. Inhale, come up. And step your feet together. This is Dublin. Dublin is the loud cat. If you heard meowing a little bit ago, I don't know how much my microphone picks up. He was outside at the window meowing, so I let him in. All right, coming into Tadasana, we have one balancing pose left, then we'll head down to the ground and slow things down. Stepping your feet about hip distance apart. They can be a little bit closer. Really get grounded through your feet. We're going to come into eagle pose here. So pick up your right leg, thigh parallel to the ground, and then cross your right leg over your left. Maybe you can hook your toes behind your calf. You need to sink down so your thighs are touching. If you need a block, you could always put this off to the left side of your foot and just use this as a toe rest to help you sink down and maintain balance. So I taught a yoga class before this. My legs are tired. I'm going to use the block today. Wherever you're at, really sink down into it, and then take your right arm underneath your left. Maybe you can get palms to touch, maybe the backs of your hands, or maybe you just hold your shoulders. Sink down, draw your elbows down. Make sure that your shoulders are pulled back. Don't collapse forwards. Oh, now he wants out. And come up to stand, shake it out. We'll go to the other side, maybe moving your block off to the other side. If you have one, if you need one. Grounding down through your feet. Pick up your left leg and send it across. Sink down. Maybe you can hook your toes behind. And right arm comes underneath. Palms touch or backs of hands, or hold your shoulders. Draw your elbows down. Sink down. Breathe. And come back up. We'll do that pose one more time before we come down, but we'll take it into a balance. So once you're here in your eagle, we'll keep our arms twisted. You'll unhook your foot, take it behind you. So my arms, I didn't twist them right now, but you'll take your foot behind you, coming into this 90-degree angle if you can. If your foot's down here, that's perfectly fine. No big deal. I'm gonna let the cat out because he's terrorizing things. Go. All right, so coming into eagle one more time, shifting your weight into your left foot, picking up your right leg. You could have the block there on the outside of your leg. Hook your foot around, or use the block. Right arm underneath left. Sink a little further. And then keep your arms where they are. Unhook your leg. Tick-tock forwards. Extend your leg back. See if you can keep your hips parallel to the ground. Try not to roll the right hip up. And then come up to stand. Other side, shake it out if you need to shake it out. Move your block if you have a block. Left leg up, hook it around. Left arm underneath right. Sinking down into eagle first. Keeping your arms where they are, unhook your leg, send it back. Left hip parallel to the mat. Try not to roll it up. And come up to stand. Let your arms go. Come down onto the mat. You could come through Malasana if you want to do that. Toes off, heels on, feet as wide as the mat, hands to your heart. Inhale. Exhale, sink down into a squat. Maybe finding a little bit of movement. Keep your shoulders open. And remember, you can just come down to sit on the mat normally if you want. You don't have to go this route. And then find your way down onto your butt. Extend your legs long. Walk your hips back. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. You can make this active or passive. So I chose to make this passive by rounding my back and letting my head hang. If you want more of a stretch along the bottom of your legs, see if you can get a flatter back. If you can't reach your feet, you could use a strap or a tie or a belt. You could roll up a towel. You could also keep your hands by your sides. Really push your knees down, push your heels forwards, pull your toes back. That would give you a long stretch along the bottom of your legs. Or you can keep it passive. Come on up to a tall seat. Come onto your back. Keep your knees pointing up towards the ceiling. Feet about hip distance apart. Tuck your shoulders under. We'll come into a bridge. Take an inhale. Exhale, push through your feet, reach through your knees. Make your neck long along the mat. Get onto the tops of your shoulders. Walk your shoulders underneath you. Maybe you can interlace your hands and reach underneath your body. Slowly lower down. Untuck your shoulders. And then let your knees drop to the right. You could take your arms wherever you want. They could be by your sides, or you could cactus them, or you could keep them out. Maybe you can look over your left shoulder. Draw your left knee up to the ceiling, and then your right. Reset your hips, bring them to neutral, and then drop your legs to the left. Maybe looking over your right shoulder. Bring your right knee up, and then your left. Neutralize your hips, extend your left leg, draw the right leg in. Get a good stretch here. Feel free to move your leg as much as you need to get the stretch you're looking for. Extend your right leg up to the ceiling, and as slow as you can, lower it down. Oh, he wants to come back in. Oh, he's outside meowing again. Huh. Draw your left knee in once your right leg is down all the way. Moving any way you need to move. And then extend your left leg up to the ceiling and lower it down as slow as you can. Lastly, draw both knees in. Maybe rocking side to side. Extend both legs out. You know it's coming. Down as slow as you can. Really use your core. Belly button to spine. Once you get there, take your feet as wide as the mat. Shift your hips, your shoulders, anything you need to do to be comfortable. Take your arms a little bit away from your body, palms facing up or down. Sometimes people say palms down if you need to be grounded, if you need to be balanced. Palms up if you want energy coming in. As you inhale, fill your belly up as much as you can. And then exhale, belly button to spine. Let's do that 2 more times. Nice big inhale, belly up. Exhale, belly to spine. Last one. Inhale, belly up. Exhale, belly to spine. Maybe you feel your pelvis tilt a little back towards your ribs. And then release. Closing your eyes. Taking a couple breaths here to yourself. Short Shavasana. Just noticing where your body is at in terms of energy levels, in terms of tension. Noticing if your mind is busy or if it's quiet. And based on the sensations in your body or the state of your mind, set an intention for the rest of your day. If your mind is busy, maybe that's to find a couple moments to just breathe and focus on your breath. If your body is tight, maybe setting an intention to find a couple moments of movement throughout your day. If you find yourself relaxed and your brain quiet, perhaps your intention is to carry that with you into the rest of your day. With that intention in mind, breathe it in on your inhale. Exhale, let go. Bring your heels and your feet onto the mat, knees pointing up, rolling onto whichever side is more comfortable for you in fetal position. Pausing here for a brief moment, and then pushing up to seated. Finding a tall spine. Maybe moving your neck around if needed. Inhale your arms overhead, palms to touch. Exhale, draw them through center to your heart. 2 more times. Inhale overhead. Exhale through center. Last one. Inhale overhead. Exhale through center. Remembering that intention and carrying it forwards with you through the rest of your day. Namaste.